Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jai Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sata Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Ravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की, श्री प्रभुपाद की, प्रभुपाद अनुगा की, समवेत भक्त वृंद की, नित्याय गुरु प्रेमानंदे। All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Chayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavathir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, the passing away of Bhishma Deva. Text 32, Canto 1, Chapter 9. Sri Bhishma Vacha Iti Madi Upakalpita Vitrishna Bhagavati Satpata Pungave Vibhumni Swasukam Upagate Kvachit Vihartum Prakritim Upayushi Yadbhava Pravaha. Sri Bhishma Vacha Iti Madi Upakalpita Vitrishna Bhagavati Satvada Pungave Vibhumni Swasukam Upagate Kvachid Vihartum Prakritim Upeyushi Yadbhava Pravaha. Shri Bhishma Vacha Idimati Rupakalpita Vitrishna Bhagavati Satvata Pungave Vibhumni Swasukam Upagate Kvachid Vihartum Prakritim Upeyushi Yadbhava Pravaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Bhishma Vacha. Shri Bhishma Deva said, Iti, thus, Matihi, thinking, feeling and willing, Upakalpita, invested, with Trishna, freed from all sense desires, Bhagavati, unto the personality of Godhead, Satvata Pungave, unto the leader of the devotees, Vibhumni, unto the great, Swasukham, self-satisfaction, Upagate, unto he who has attained it, Kvachit, sometimes, Viharitum, out of transcendental pleasure, Prakritim, in the material world, Upeyushi, do accept it, Yadbhava, from whom the creation, Pravaha, is made and annihilated. Translation, Bhishma Dev said, let me now invest my thinking, feeling and willing, which were so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in the all-powerful Lord Sri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending on the material world, although from him only the material world is created. Purport, because Bhishmadeva was a statesman, the head of the Kuru dynasty, a great general and a leader of Kshatriyas, his mind was strewn over so many subjects, and his thinking, feeling and willing were engaged in different matters. Now, in order to achieve pure devotional service, he wanted to invest all powers of thinking, feeling and willing entirely in the Supreme Being, Lord Krishna. He is described herein as the leader of the devotees and all-powerful. Although Lord Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, he himself descends on the earth to bestow upon his pure devotees the boon of devotional service. He descends sometimes as Lord Krishna as he is, sometimes as Lord Chaitanya. Both are leaders of the pure devotees. Pure devotees of the Lord have no desire other than the service of the Lord. Therefore they are called Satvata. The Lord is the chief amongst such Sattvatas. Bhishma Deva therefore had no other desires. Unless one is purified from all sorts of material desires, the Lord does not become one's leader. Desires cannot be wiped out, but they have only to be purified. It is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita by the Lord himself that he gives his instruction from within the heart of a pure devotee who is constantly engaged in the service of the Lord. Such instruction is given not for any material purpose, but only for going back home, back to Godhead. For the sanctions for the ordinary man who wants to lord it over material nature, the Lord not only sanctions and becomes a witness of activities, but he never gives the non-devotees instructions for going back to Godhead. That is the difference in dealings by the Lord with different living beings, both the devotee and the non-devotee. He is leader of all the living beings, as the king of the state rules both the prisoners and the free citizens. But his dealings are different in terms of a devotee and non-devotee. Non-devotees never care to take any instruction from the Lord. Therefore, the Lord is silent in their case, although he witnesses all their activities and awards them the necessary results, good or bad. The devotees are above this material goodness and badness. They are progressive on the path of transcendence, and therefore they have no desire for anything material. The devotee also knows Sri Krishna as the original Narayana, because Lord Sri Krishna by his plenary portion appears as the Karanodakashayi Vishnu, the original source of all material creation. The Lord also desires the association of his pure devotees. and for them only the Lord descends to the earth and enlivens them. The Lord appears out of His own will. He is not forced by the conditions of material nature. He is therefore described here as the Vibhu or the Almighty, for He is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayasi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We're continuing our reading on Bhishma Deva. And here Bhishma Deva is resolving that henceforth I shall not think about anything else, even if it is connected in some way with my devotional service. But I simply fix my mind only on Krishna. And because He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Absolute Truth, always self-satisfied, but sometimes being the leader of the devotees, He enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending on the material world. He is describing that Krishna on whom He is going to place His full focus. And He is giving some unique characteristics of Krishna. What is that? He is the leader of the devotees. And He enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending on the material world. Although from Him only the material world is being created. So Bhishma, like we discussed, a very highly illustrious carrier. So many things happened in his life. He was very actively involved in everything. We discussed that last time, how right from sacrificing his grahastha life, association with women, and to the point of taking on his head the burden of the whole Kaurava family, instructing the youngsters, getting some of them married in the next generation, advising on how to rule the kingdom, being a very good grandfather, and in this way so many different types of activities he did. And all of them he did it out of responsibility. You see, sometimes we become prematurely liberated and think we don't have certain types of responsibility when we become devotees. But actually, responsibility is not something you can renounce. You should either be responsible materially or you have to be responsible spiritually. You cannot renounce your material responsibility and also not take up any spiritual commitment and responsibility. Maya will immediately catch you. The leader of the devotees means, who is the leader of the non-devotees? The leader of the non-devotees is mentioned here, Krishna doesn't lead. Who leads? He has outsourced the leading to Maya. You do it. He is not directly the leader of non-devotees. He is only Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara, Paramatmeti, Chapiyukto, Dehe, Asmin, Purusha, Paraha. I will be Upadrashta, Anumanta. I will be the witnesser and the sanctioner according to what you deserve in your heart. But I am not going to suggest anything to you because you don't desire it. because you don't desire it, and even if I suggest, you won't listen to it. So I don't need to tell you. You will only follow the regular material path. According to the dictates of the three modes of material nature, you will be influenced and you will act. Right? And that will automatically happen. This is what is automatic. This is automated. We are talking about automation a lot now. But this is automated. Your material life is automated. Actually, you are a robot. We can prove to you that you are a 100% robot. It is not that only now they are manufacturing robots. You are robotic. Why? You simply act completely lost. You don't have any consciousness about who you are. You are not connected with Krishna. You are just pushed by material nature. Prakrite kriyamanani gunaihi karmani sarvashaya ahankara vimudhatma kartaham iti manyate. So clearly given. Actually, he does not do anything. He is only pushed by the modes of material nature. Na kartritvam na karmani lokasya srajati prabhu na karma phala samyogam swabhavastu pravartate. He is not the doer. He cannot even ask for the result of his work. Swabhavastu pravartate. He is simply pushed by material nature, and the combination of the modes will create swabhava in him. According to that, he will act. Swabhavastu pravartate. He is sleeping, spiritually dead. So, material nature is the leader of non-devotees. Krishna is the leader of his devotees. You want to be a devotee? Krishna will start acting in your life. He start giving you inspiration, instructions from within the heart as Paramatma. You can actually palpably feel it many times. This instruction, how could it come to me? When Prabhupada recollects how he was settled down nicely in Grihastha life, 3 children, 4 children, something, and he was doing a successful business. And he's a devotee. His guru came in his dream and told, "What are you doing? Take sannyas and come out." And Prabhupada said he was very horrified and terrified with the dream he got. My gosh, how can I leave everything? My children, my wife, my business, my social stature. And my Guru Maharaj is telling, come and take. He said he became very disturbed. Again and again it happened. At that time, Prabhupada says, I was not at all liking it. I was not at all liking it to leave my family and leave my this thing. Then Prabhupada says, but now I am so happy that I did that. And then he breaks down crying, saying, it is only by the mercy of my Guru that he pushed me out of the horrible material life that I was leading into renunciation, and I was completely occupied in Krishna's service. I am so happy. I am so unqualified, but by the mercy of my Guru, I am engaged in service. He really clearly distinguishes these two. So, even for a person like Prabhupada, he's saying that. Of course, we know that Prabhupada's activities were all transcendental. So, when there's a distinctive difference between being a devotee and a non-devotee, that's shown here very clearly. Krishna is the leader of his devotees. He leads his devotees. Actually does it. Tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate. He actually says that in Bhagavad Gita. Shishi Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. He actually says that in the Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. For such a person only I will do it. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I will instruct, give him intelligence, ask him to do the right thing. Inspire him to do the right thing. Because he will listen to me. Because he is eager to progress in his love of Krishna. He will listen to me. Very nicely mentioned. Yoga Kshemam Vahamiham. Everything that is required I will provide, materially and spiritually, for that person. So many times we, because of the force of material situation, we don't understand when, beginning stages, how Krishna is directing us. Afterwards, when you look back, you will say, definitely it is Krishna only. I would have never done it on my own. You can see that it's Krishna is used to as an instrument. So, leader of devotees is Krishna. And in the material world, Krishna doesn't have to spend time leading non-devotees. That he has outsourced to Maya, material nature. This is a very significant comment that Bhishma Dev is making. What does it mean? I have been led by Krishna only throughout. On the battlefield, when I was shooting arrows at him, I was led by Krishna. When Krishna was hurt and blood was flowing down, I was led by Krishna only to do it. And he knew that. He was boldly doing it. And then when Arjuna came and shot me and threw me down, he was led by Krishna. And when Krishna picked up the chariot wheel and came to kill me, that was his own desire to satisfy my desire that Krishna should pick up weapons. He reciprocated with my desire. He knows fully well what I am thinking. In this way, he has constantly been leading me. Constantly leading me. And finally, I am here on the bed of arrows. And he has come again, standing here, to lead me back to Godhead. That also he will say. That beautiful Supreme Godhead, who has got his eyes beautifully set, like the rising sun, red like the rising sun. He has appeared in front of me, and he is giving me his darshan, so that I can meditate on him and I can go back to Godhead. This he is telling, is still leading me. So, when we say the word Krishna is a leader of his devotees, does not mean leaders like we have here. The political leader, the chief minister, that fellow, this fellow, and all that. These are all not leaders. They are called misleaders. Actually, they are misleading people. They take them away from Krishna consciousness. They take them away from their self-interest. They actually engage them as servants of Maya. They are actually agents of Maya to mislead them. They are misleaders, and Maya is the leader of the non-devotees. So, we have to know how to listen to Krishna and not listen to Maya. That you have to learn. Sometimes people come and ask, Swamiji, I am getting this feeling I should do this, like this, like this. No? Is it conscience? Is it Paramatma? Or is it my mind? Many times they ask, is it my mind or is it Paramatma? How do you know? How do you know? Mostly if it's a material desire, if it is material life, it's coming through the mind by the influence of the modes, material nature. And you will see if it is instruction from Krishna, it comes from the heart. And his instruction will be very different. It will be quite different. It will be an inspiration. How to make out the difference? Gradually you make out the difference. Because you can very easily know this is nonsense. This is a suggestion by the mind. Because inside the mind will act like this super soul. Will act and talk like the super soul. Don't worry, you can chant the rounds. It'll get involved in your spiritual life and all very nicely. Don't worry, this will happen. Now you must chant. Very nice, very good. Chant your rounds. Actually, many times, since the soul is powerfully under the influence of Krishna consciousness, under the association of some devotees, and the super soul is giving instruction along with that, it becomes too powerful for the mind to give its instruction. So at that time, the mind also becomes extremely diplomatic and very political, and actually joins. Yes, yes, you must do that. You know the saying, if you cannot beat them, join them. So your mind knows that now very powerful from inside the heart, Paramatma is speaking. And from outside, devotees are speaking. And this fellow is also reading scriptures. How will listen to my instruction? So the mind will join you immediately. Yes, yes, you must chant your japa. Yes, yes, you must do this devotional service. Yes, yes. It'll join you. You know, like the story of the Panchatantra tale about all the lamb, all the goats, they are going. And one fox also put a goat skin on top of it. It's also walking in between the goats. Actually, it's not a goat. It's a fox waiting to eat all the goats. It's a very nice picture of it I collected, and it's looking like this, like this. It's from inside that eyes. Fox's eyes. Nice graphic. You can make out that this is not a goat. The eyes you can make out is not a goat. So you will never know. The mind will clothe itself very nicely with the same instructions. That's why it's very difficult to know who is speaking it. Who is speaking it? But somehow in the association of devotees, in the association of powerful persons, because in the temple, sadhana and all going on, we keep moving by that. But you know, if you are alone, you will, in that same mind will say, after chanting we can do this. First finish the rounds, then we can do this. It's the same mind. It's the same mind very diplomatically telling you, don't worry, you must finish your rounds first, then only we should commit this sense gratification. But first you finish your rounds, very important. This is mind speaking to you, very dangerous. So an experienced yogi, he knows the difference. He immediately knows the difference. You see, that's why we were speaking about Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, no? He not only knows the difference, he immediately beats it and finishes it. Immediately deals with it. He just went to the toilet and started chanting. This is the punishment for. Another time, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj was seen eating mud. Just eating mud. Eating it. The Ganges mud, Yamuna mud he was eating. Somebody would say, oh, he is also like Krishna doing the same Leela yaar like Krishna. He is also eating mud of the Yamuna. No, he was not imitating. They asked him, why are you eating mud? He said, my tongue has desired to eat something which does not belong to Krishna. So I am punishing my tongue. I am eating Yamuna mud. Today, the tongue will get only Yamuna mud. It is eating Yamuna mud. He said, I am punishing my senses, punishing my tongue. It deserves it for desiring to eat something apart from Krishna Prasad. I am dealing with it. He told this to his followers. And on another occasion, I told you that, I think when Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati asked him, can we go to Kolkata and there are some doctors and you can take some medicine for your this thing and for your health. Immediately he left Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur and started running. He said, better than that, to take help from you, better for me to jump in the Ganges and die. And he ran and jumped into the Saraswati, Jalangi. Immediately you take action against. Don't allow this thought to come and say, you must die. You go ahead, die. Just jumped inside Jalangi. You must deal with it immediately. So, somebody like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is a brilliant example of a person who knows who is talking. The mind is talking. Wait, I'll show you. And he just immediately does the needful with the mind. This is what Bhakti Thakur said. Beat the mind with shoes in the morning 10,000 times, in the night with a broom 10,000 times. Sometimes you wonder, what is this? I don't understand it. I am very happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. As now I ate more than required prasadam. We don't understand the distinction. There's a distinction between what the mind tells you, which is Maya's words, and what the super soul tells you. So as you do your sadhana nicely, then you will see this difference. You will actually distinctly see this difference. And in the association of devotees also, you will see it. You cannot think certain things. That's why we keep association of devotees. Doing kirtan, bhajan, reading Bhagavad, discussing philosophy. Because as you become familiar in sadhana also, sometimes you'll become a little mechanical. That's because you're losing consciousness of who you are even while you're doing a sadhana. So you must be enthusiastically engaged in sadhana with full understanding of the value of sadhana. And you should know what you're doing, why you're doing. Chanting Hare Krishna, why you are chanting. What is the meaning of the chanting of the holy name? If you consciously do it, you will see the mind cannot slowly take you into forgetfulness. Be always aware, vigilant and conscious. It's a very difficult thing to do. That is when we know that we can slip into instructions of the mind. But you can see here Bhishma Dev is telling the devotees are led by the Lord in the heart. Devotees are there and they know it. And they are given the special mercy to understand it. What's the difference between this and that? And what they do? They neglect the mind. Prabhupada uses the word. The best way to treat the mind is like the yogis do. They just neglect the mind. So how many things they keep suggesting? No, not listening to you. It's like Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj saying, sorry, cannot listen to you. I have determined to listen to Krishna, determined to listen to the Acharya's instructions, to the instructions given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, to the instructions of the Vaishnava, Hari Guru Vaishnava. This determination is what we can learn from Bhishma Dev. What is right and what is wrong, he knows all the time, and he will refuse to do the wrong. Always do the right vehemently. Vehemently do the right. Even if it comes disguised as something which is spiritual, he'll make out, don't do it. Don't do it. Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj is known to have said, many people will call you to eat and give you prasadam. Don't eat. Be very careful. That person who doesn't chant Hare Krishna properly, who is not absorbed in Krishna, food cooked by him, don't eat. It will very nicely enter your head and spoil your mind. He gave these type of instructions. A Vairagi, you can remain a Vairagi only if you follow like this. Very carefully. Don't think it's prasadam, it's prasadam. Say it's prasadam. In the Kalyana Mandapam, it's prasadam, it's all offered. Who offered it? Some guy who has not taken bath for 4 days. He is cooking. And it's prasadam. Krishna will accept whatever you throw in front of him, cooked by somebody who is smoking bidi, he'll accept it. It's prasadam. Once it's offered to the Lord, it's prasadam. We put picture and we offer to the Lord. Whatever it is, buy from the hotel, offer it to Lord. Prasadam. Who said it's prasadam? Krishna is not some dustbin, garbage, this thing that you throw here, offer, make it prasadam, give. There's some, department, like the government, this thing, Indra, where'd you go? Bribe, give this thing. It's not some impersonal treatment like that you can give. Please accept it, make it prasadam. Convert it to prasadam and give it to me. Anything you can convert. Krishna is a converter. Converter of bhoga into prasadam. It's a machinery. You put it inside, it will come out as prasadam. Anything you throw inside, it will come out as prasadam. All you have to do is put tulsi on top of it. Some very impersonalistic, absolutely no feeling, no emotion type of, feeling. This is Maya. This is actually mind telling you. It's not devotional service. It's not devotional service. You want to eat. And you want to eat, no? Yeah, offer it. Offer it, we can eat after that. This is how it's actually being done. It's actually being done. Bhaktisiddhanta Sri Thakur used to, even the money collected, he will say where you collected from. This businessman doing this business, he'll say use it for construction. Where you collected from? This is from a Brahmana's house. He gave a little donation, this thing. Use it for deity worship. He has each department for what type of collection, where the money came from, accordingly he will use it. Don't use his money for the deities. Use his money for construction. Use his money for cleaning the sewage tank. Like that he had which money to use for what. So much careful. There's a very great sinful rascal is giving money. It's okay, let him get benefit because at least he has given money. But he should use it for this. He had differences how to use the money. So this is the type of devotional service our acharyas practiced. And this is mentioned here in the Bhagavatam, that the devotees are led by the Lord. He is the leader. Leader means, now you must understand, there is only one definition for leader. Leading you to Krishna. That's all. That's a leader. You cannot be a leader if you're teaching a person how to make lot of money and have lot of sense gratification. Leading him to hell, leading him to more maya, leading him to putting him in the hands of material nature. Where are you leading me? To hell. Can you be a leader? I am one type of leader. I lead people to hell. I lead people to hell. Cannot be. Cannot be. Really speaking, at least you must lead a person up to at least the first step in the ladder. At least be morally, ethically, proper, religious, worship the Lord, have fear for the Lord or something little bit. That's why religion is there. You must have a culture of observing the instructions of seniors, of an authority and all that. That is called culture. If you don't have even that, then you're completely led by Maya only. Now people are like that. Anything they oppose. Parents oppose. Teachers oppose. Professor oppose. Employer oppose. Everybody oppose them and says some type of a thing. No authority should be there. I am only right. Whatever I want, I will do. Very crazy. Very crazy society. No God in the center of society. So, Krishna has come to this world to lead his devotees. Prabhupada has come to this world sent by Krishna to lead devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself came to lead in the instruction. In the Bhagavatam you will see Prabhupada saying, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the leader of his devotees. Full stop. Given a specific title to him as leader of the devotees. The meaning of any leader, Pita na sayat, what is that? Janani na sayat, Guru na sayat. It says that don't become a guru, don't become a father, don't become a mother, don't become an employer, don't become a teacher if you are not able to help the liberation from birth and death for your dependents. Don't occupy this position. All these are leadership positions. If you're not able to lead the person into Krishna consciousness, free him from the entanglements of material nature, don't be a leader. Don't be a leader. This is actually the foundational definition of leadership. Nobody will listen to this now. It's the opposite. Leader means, oh, he's a very benevolent leader. He gives a lot of elbow space. He is very, very broad. You can do under him anything you want. All your talent and all you can do. Plus anything you like you can do. You will get even special allowance for this. Anything you want you do. Then why you are not doing anything actually? If I can do anything I want, what is your job? Do nothing. It's very easy to be a leader now. Speak good things and say, yeah, go ahead. Please go ahead. Go to hell, yeah, please go ahead. Because only if I'm nice to you, you will appreciate me and you click me and give me more likes on social media. And in this way, I become famous and you like what you want, you get. And I'm happy. I'm not responsible for you. And this is so nice. Complete nonsense, actually. No responsibility taken by anybody for anybody. Sensitivity to commitment to responsibility is what Bhishma Dev is speaking here about. He was very sensitive to his responsibility as a son towards his father, that he could even renounce his marriage and his association, saying, no, I'll not get married at all. Somebody will say it's too much responsibility. He needn't have done it. He could have come to some good arrangement that he could have also married, and win to win it could have been. Somebody will suggest something even crazier. But the point we must understand is that human life is a life of responsibility. So life of responsibility means you have to wake up and understand who you are, who is Krishna, what is our relationship, and what you should execute in life. So Bhishma Dev brilliantly illustrates that in his life. He illustrates it beautifully in his life. You see, I told you about Prabhupada getting very disturbed that I have to do this. I have to live my grahastha life. But actually what was being told to Prabhupada is, that responsibility you have executed enough. It's a higher responsibility that I want you to execute. To give people Krishna consciousness all over the world. That's far, far higher responsibility. So Prabhupada jumped from one responsibility to a very big responsibility. Immensely responsible. He actually accepted that responsibility. And then he struggled with that for many, many years. And finally, at the last bit of his life, he executed the responsibility. It's not that he ran away from family life. He took 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times more responsibility than his family life. So when a person becomes a devotee, especially when he decides to give his life fully to Krishna, he should be prepared to accept super duper responsibility. And not simply hanging around and doing nothing. You should be willing to take headache for Krishna consciousness movement. Otherwise, you will definitely be irresponsible. That's you can see in Bhishma Dev's life. He did not prematurely become this thing. He was completely a devotee all the time. He executed his responsibilities. And now he is saying, now let me focus on this. Because Krishna is giving me that chance also. He used me all along till now, according to how I need to do. And now he is giving also me the chance to watch him standing in front of me while I am passing away. What more you want? And he will say, He has come in before me because he knows that I am his, very deep servitor. I am his servant. He knows that. Therefore, he is coming in front of me. That also he is sure about. Because I did not deny doing anything in my life. Every responsibility that came in front of me, put to me according to Varnashrama, according to the situation I am in as a Kshatriya, I did that. I did that. And now Krishna gave me the responsibility of speaking to the Pandavas. Oh, don't die now. Wait, wait, wait. And then he kept him on the bed of arrows, and then he sent the Pandavas go and meet Bhishma. And made Bhishma speak to Yudhishthira so that he is solaced, so that he is satisfied by Bhishma. Because I am too close and too familiar with them. But let Bhishma speak. So he kept him alive, kept Bhishma alive. Some more seva is there for you. Don't pass away now. Bhishma is a person who can pass away whenever he wants. So externally it said, oh, he's waiting for Dakshinayanam, Uttarayanam or something like that. He's not waiting for that. Krishna made him wait, speak to the Pandavas. After he has spoken to the Pandavas and they've gone, then he's singing this stuti. Then he's getting ready to pass away. And then Krishna is standing in front of him. Okay, you did your job. You did your seva very well. I want to be there in front of you as a reward for you completely listening to everything and following and helping me in the mission. So he stood in front of him. So a person completely listens to his authority, spiritual authority, and is following his instruction, and that spiritual authority is following the instruction of his spiritual authority. In this way, the instructions coming from Krishna, and in this way, when we execute it, we are qualifying ourselves to actually see Krishna at the time of passing away from this body. So, you can see Bhishma as a very responsible soul. A very responsible soul. Prabhupada also was a very responsible gentleman. I am married, I have to look after my children, I have to provide for my wife. I should have them nice facility. He worked very hard in his business, making money and looking after this thing. It's the meaning of responsibility. I have to shelter them. Not only that, in many other things, socially also he was very responsible. In all material ways also he was responsible. It's not that because I'm a devotee I not do any of those things. He was worshipping Krishna every day in his house. Plus, he's a responsible gentleman. Because he's a grasta. Same way, everybody has responsibility to be Krishna conscious. Everybody has responsibility to not disturb people. Everybody has responsibility to give Krishna consciousness to others and protect and shelter people. All these are responsibilities, even if you become devotee. Your social responsibility. It's not that I am a devotee, I am above the three modes of material nature. When the truck comes, I will cross even though there is red light. Why? I am a devotee. You have to follow the traffic rules, Baba. It's not that because you are a devotee, you can just do what you want. No, we respect the law. We respect the government. And we stand by and we follow and we move. People, it's a nice, good etiquette. Prabhupada told this in Germany to a devotee who early morning is going for walk, so he cut the yellow line with his car, turned. Prabhupada said, stop, why did you do that? Go around the circle and come back. Don't do that. He said, no, Prabhupada, nobody is there. I thought that you need to go. He said, don't. Follow the law. Go there, go around and come back. Corrected him. If na irukum bode ipdi panna, how you will do when I am not there? Better I teach you from and then don't, even when I am there, you should not. You should do it. But certain things Prabhupada did, he said, you don't do it. He said, you don't do. You continue to follow like this. So, we are not supposed to be prematurely liberated by our own title. We should follow the rules, and within that, we should practice Krishna consciousness and laboriously, strenuously execute certain things, and you become qualified to actually have darshan of Krishna. And for such a person, Desha, what is that? Evanukampartam ahamagya. No, what is it? Tatte anukampam susamikshamanaha bunjana evatma kritam vipakam tadvag vapubhir vidatan namaste jiveta mukti pade sadaya bhak. So you become rightfully qualified to get the mercy of the Lord if you simply continue under any situation and circumstance to execute your duty. Be Krishna conscious and simply carry on. You become a rightful heir to the property coming in the parampara. Krishna's mercy you will get if you simply execute it. Okay? Om Tat Sat, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Nittai Gaur Premanande. Any question or comment? So when you cannot understand, you should simply listen to a senior devotee's instruction. That's all. When we are in a position where we are not able to understand, oh no, I want to understand. This is not the time to do that. Isn't it? This is the time to get correct understanding of what to do and what not to do. I'm not able to do it. Somebody tell me, do it. Children are like that. What to do, they don't know. The mother will tell, hey, what do I do that? He'll listen. Mother is telling, listen. It's good for me. She has a good interest about me in my heart. So she will always tell me the right thing to do. We have full faith. So you should have faith in Hari, Guru, Vaishnava. And then you should execute it because I am not able to on my own. That's all. Om Tat Sat, Srila Prabhupada ki, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki.